Okay, hello everyone. So welcome to my video. This is going to be a walkthrough video of the navigation repo that the buyer experience or digital experience team uses on our marketing website about.gitlab.com. So I'll share my screen here. This one. All right, so first of all, I'll go and show what this looks like. If I go to about.gitlab.com, the navigation repo contains all of this navigation component as well as the footer at the bottom. And we are currently in flux right now. Our website is in two different pieces. This is being served by our buyer experience repo, which is a Nuxt site using Vue. And then there are pages that are still being served by our old www repo, like events is still one of these old pages. So you'll see the navigation and the footer look the same, but they are actually being served by two different repos, or the navigation is being consumed by both of these repos. So what we're going to do is make a change to the navigation, publish that to NPM, and then make the change in both of those repositories so they both reflect that change. Okay, so let's get started. I have a pretty simple issue here. I don't know which of my tabs, I have a million tabs. A simple issue here that was pointed out where one of the links in the solutions section of the nav doesn't go where we want it to go. So I'm going to update that. So I have the repo open here. A quick breakdown of the repository structure. It's pretty simple. We have the footer here, which our JSON contains all of the actual content of the file, and then the footer.view is the actual component that maps over each of those links and displays them. So I'm going for the for the navigation, and the link that I want to change here, I happen to know where it is this continuous software security. Instead of going to DevSecOps, it's supposed to go to this link, continuous software security assurance. So let me change that here. Okay, cool. If you don't have this navigation repo up and running, it's pretty simple. I'll go to the, I have it saved here. I'm going to the README. The instructions are pretty basic. If you clone this repo, you might have to run an npm install, but to start it up, you're just running npm run serve. So I'll do that now so I can see it locally. And once this gets going, we'll just make sure that that link goes where we want it to go. Shouldn't take too long. My Zoom buttons are in the way. I know you can't see them, but okay, so we're ready to go here. There's just some like lorem ipsum kind of stuff, but what we care about was this one. So I can see down in my bottom corner that this is now going to continuous software security assurance. So, I mean, this is going to lead me back to the regular page. This repo is not connected to anything right now, but I can see these changes here. Awesome, great. So I'm going to commit this change and make an MR. Check out the branch first. We'll call this LD Solutions Security. Okay, so my change is there. Oh, one quick thing to note is that each of the links has Google Analytics data attached to it. So we're keeping these level 1 and level 2 values the same. They're both still in the solution section, but I will change this to be continuous, oh gosh, I can't type, software security assurance, so that is similar. Actually, maybe I'll take this value, continuous software assurance. Yes, I don't need this. Continuous software security. So at least these values match. So I'll save that and we'll commit this. We're doing a quick push here. That's pretty speedy because it's a pretty lightweight repo. So I'll open my MR here, update security solutions link. And I actually have, I have an issue open for this. So I will, actually I'm going to put related because we still have work to do once this gets merged in. Okay, so I will create this merge request. The repo is still fairly new, so we don't have a review app set up on it, so I won't be able to see this. If I were getting design opinion on something like this, I would probably take a screenshot of my change and post that, and then get design or content to approve whatever my changes are. But this is just a misled link. So we'll give this a moment to kind of sort itself out here. All right, so it is ready to go. In this case, I would get someone to review this and approve it. I know what I've changed. It's a very simple, like, one-line change. So I'm going to go ahead and merge this in for the purposes of the video. Okay, so I will merge this in, and then we're going to go through the release process and consuming it in our other two repositories. So we get this merged. Cool. So we are good here. Now, if I go back to the README, there are instructions on updating the npm package. So we've done this, we've made changes to our files. So now I'm on step 2, where I'm going to increment the version in package.json and do the actual release. So I'm going to switch back to my main branch over here, pull in the change that I just made. See that that JSON has been updated. And then I'm going to go to my package.json and the version here. Okay, so I know that this says 10.1.24, but we were playing around with it. I'm actually now on 2.6. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to build the dist folder here. So npm run build library. And this is doing the build. It'll just take a second. And then after this, so this is built now, which is great. After this, my next step is to publish to npm. I'm going to run npm publish, and that should work. The first time I tried to do this, I wasn't logged into npm. So if it returns a 404 when you try to publish, then just go through the npm login flow. You'll type this in. It'll ask for your email that you've signed up with npm with, and then it'll ask for your password. You won't be able to see yourself typing it. And then you should be logged in, and you'll be able to run the npm publish from there. So let me publish now. It's doing the thing. Cool. Okay, so publish to the npm registry. I can actually see that happening here. Our experience navigation versions. So here's 0.26, which is what I just published, which is great. I also just got an email here. Published. Awesome. Cool. So we're done this. I'm also going to merge these changes into like directly on main. So I'm going to do version bump. Yeah. So now the version on main will be 1.0.26, which is great. And so now that it's all done in the slippers or in the buyer experience navigation repository, we can move over to our two separate repositories that want to consume this. So the buyer experience repo and the www repo, and open up MRs in each of these repos. So I'm going to go to www, which I'm on a different branch here, but let me go to master. I'll do a quick git pull. I'm starting with www only because doing MRs takes like 40 minutes. So might as well get that started. And in www, I'm going to go over to all the way down. Package.json. JSON Derulo. BE navigation is what I'm looking for. So you can see here that we're on 10.25. We're going to update that to 2.6. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to run out yarn. Sorry, someone is. Yeah, sorry, someone was calling me. All right. So where was I? So I've just updated the version number. I'm going to do yarn install if I can type it correct. Did that. I'm going to create a branch. branch going, and I'll commit this. Okay, so that'll take a second. I'm also going to go over to the buyer experience repo, which is my main branch. The latest for posterity. Create a new branch while I'm here. 0.26. Okay, and I'll go down to my package.json. Buyer experience. 6. Let's get my package managers goofed, but this is a yarn install as well. That's happening. Go back to dev and see how we're doing. So that has committed. Version dump 6. And now we'll create this merge request. And it's good. Okay, this in buyer experience. And I'll create another MR here. Once it commits. Oh yes, I have to run all the checks. I haven't actually changed anything, so these formatting checks shouldn't fail, but maybe I won't speak too soon. Request over here. Version bump 1.0.26. Okay, so I will wait for that to update. And while I'm doing that, we actually just kind of came up with a new process here. So Nathan created an issue for one of his navigation releases that gives a breakdown of the changelog. So maybe we'll do that as well. New issue. Navigation.0.26. In this case, I would just say updates links. Me and create issue. I'm going to tag this issue in both of my things. Excuse me, why is my pipeline not running? There we go. Cool. So this has these two merge requests in it. If I was feeling really fancy, I might link the original issue. That's fine. Okay, so both of these are running. So I'm going to pause the video here while I wait for these pipelines to run. But the short answer is that after this, I would check the review apps to make sure that my changes have taken. And once that's the case, I can merge in both MRs. I would start with the www repo because it does take about 40 minutes for it to become live. And then I'd move on to the buyer experience repo because it's a little bit quicker. But yeah, that's pretty much our process at the moment for updating navigation for the footer. Thank you so much. And I will stop it there.